darling. I hope you haven't lost your phone again.
Hi and welcome to the SohoLIFF Spotlight. I'm really excited today because we are joined by Tortor Smith, who is here with their absolutely incredible film, Hot Mess. Now, we all love this. This is such a beautiful film. Just for people watching, without any spoilers, are you able to explain to us a little bit what it's about?
Yeah, so the idea came about when I realised I had ADHD. And you sort of go through this experience of grief, I guess, of like, oh, if I'd known sooner, imagine all the things I could have done. And so I wanted to like try and encapsulate that in a film and get that across. And also the struggle of like being messy and people seeing that as a flaw, but it's just you can't really control it when you have ADHD.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a lovely film. It is just so beautiful. Yeah, you've managed to tap into something really sort of like deeper, really important subject matter in such an engaging way. I mean, when you set out to make this, did you like go, right, I'm going to do it in this way, or did it just happen?
It evolved. It began with a character who was going to try and complete a jigsaw puzzle, but two of the pieces were missing and they couldn't find them because their house was a mess. Right. So the flaw in the film is still a jigsaw puzzle design to keep that sort of in there. But yeah, it just evolved and I sort of realised that there was more that I was trying to say. And I just, like you do, you get inspiration out of nowhere, and suddenly this script came to me in the middle of the night and I wrote it down. I was like, actually, maybe there's a phone call and the mum is speaking and that says more. So yeah, I completely changed it. Yeah.
Oh, it really works. It's fabulous. And I mean, you're working here, sort of talking about sort of obviously like neurodiversity, and you know, in this industry, so many creatives are neurodiverse. It's but people don't always realise that. Or just, you know, do you think things are changing? Have we still got a long way to go?
Yeah, I think there's more awareness. People, like you say, in the creative industries especially, it's almost 50% sometimes of people that have some sort of neurodiversity. Yeah. But yeah, it's sort of like a hidden disability because people don't really know. A lot of people, you know, to the outside eye, you just look like you're coping, but internally you're like screaming and just everything is absolutely chaotic. My form of ADHD, it's more like the hyperactivity is on the inside. Right. So I can appear quite calm, but inside my brain it's just like mental. So yeah.
So has this been quite cathartic?
Oh yeah.
Doing this? Yeah.
Completely, yeah. Yeah, it felt like I was sort of releasing something to the world. And the interesting thing was when my dad saw the film, he actually recognised in himself that he probably has ADHD too. Right. And obviously I was aware that he probably did have that, but this was the first time he was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense to me as well. So, yeah. Well,
it is, because the way you've done it is so gentle. Yeah, it's so powerful. It's beautifully done. And of course you are part of the Aardman Academy,
yes,
aren't you?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, they've made a couple of little things, haven't they? What's that like, working with them?
So the Aardman Academy is sort of the training ground for Aardman. So they plan to take people in and then, you know, give them the skills they need to work on bigger productions. And this year was the first time that they decided to take filmmakers in to make their own films at Aardman. Wow. So there were 10 of us from all around the world, and we were each making our own film with the guidance of Aardman, their facilities and all of the stuff they have to offer.
Wow.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Was that all right?
Yeah, no, it was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, that just must be such an incredible way to learn.
Yes, yeah. And with me and the ADHD, like, I find it hard to finish things, and it gave me that outside accountability to actually make a film and, you know, finish it, which was really great. Yeah. And the novelty of it being at Aardman also kept me engaged.
Absolutely. Yeah. And also, let's talk about, I mean, who you had cast as the mother.
Yeah. So I realised the voice was quite important part of the film. It does quite a lot of the work. It needed to be a good voice. And I love Nicola Walker. Literally everything she acts in, I think is incredible.
She's amazing.
So I had this wish list of talent that I was going to approach, and I went through to their agents, and her agent said, we'll pass it on to Nicola. She read the script, loved it, and then said she'd voice it. So
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
Oh, and I mean, did you work directly with her?
So because it was a phone call in the film, it didn't need to be done with high production really. So she has a studio at home, and I let her record it remotely. And then I gave her some directorial notes, and she did a few pickups, and then just worked with it.
Oh, that's just that's amazing.
Yeah.
And what are you hoping to do with the film?
Well, it's sort of like a showpiece. So it's my first film that I've made, and I put everything into it, everything I could do. There's various different techniques that I involved in there to try and make more films, get funding.
Cool.
I'm currently writing a few things. So.
Oh, are you? Oh, exciting, because I'm looking forward to seeing more of your stuff. And will that be staying in animation? Or?
Not entirely, no. So I'm open to all sorts. One of my things is a TV show, which would be live action. I'm writing.
Oh, amazing. So going back to Hot Mess, because you've got some absolutely incredible animation in this. How did you go about that? How did you do the animation?
I've got quite a lot of experience in animation. So I did a degree. I graduated in 2012. And then since then, I set up my own company and was animating for brands and stuff. So I always had the ability within me, and then it was sort of finessing it a bit at Aardman. So they had some tuition because I'd never done characters before. I'd always worked with objects because it was easier, and so they were there to give suggestions and look at our footage and say whether it needed something more. So sometimes, when you're animating, there's a lot that you're trying to control all at once, and you might forget about something. So at one point, I had a hand that was just hovering, and it just looks very unnatural. And the guy who was advising us, he was like, "Yeah, you should really do something with the hand. Maybe it goes down on their leg or something." So just making you aware of little things.
Having someone from the outside makes such a difference.
Definitely,
yeah. So I heard a rumour that you brought a couple of your characters in with you.
Yeah.
Yes, could we have a look?
Of course, yes. Yes. So these are the two characters in my film. The two characters that you see, because the mum you don't see at all.
Yes.
And this is Andro, and then this is Willow, Andro's dog.
And you made these?
I did, yeah.
I mean, that's incredible. And how did you make them?
So inside they have a skeleton which allows them to bend and hold position. This one is ball and socket, and this one's just wire because it didn't need to do quite as much movement. And then the hands on the human are silicone, which was a nightmare.
Oh really? Why is that?
Because it's so precise, and if anything goes wrong, it ruins them. So
oh god.
I had a contaminated mold at one point, and air bubbles, and I had the most comprehensive learning in silicone ever because everything went wrong that could have gone wrong.
Oh bless you.
Yeah.
It's how you learn though, isn't it?
Definitely. I'm glad those things went wrong because I learnt a lot. And then costumes, that's a whole nother thing. We had an amazing lady called Amanda Thomas, who's worked with McKinnon and Saunders on feature films, and she came in for 2 days to advise us and showed us how to make patterns and stuff.
Right.
And then I made all the costumes myself.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
God, you are very talented, aren't you? It's it's just, this is amazing. I mean, I feel like I know them. When you watch the film, just they're so real. You just bring them alive. Yeah, it's fabulous. Oh, do you think you'll make anything with them again?
I hope so. Yeah, I feel like there's more stories to tell with Andro. Yeah,
definitely. And Willow.
Willow's an important part. Yeah.
Oh no, it's just brilliant, and it's so lovely to see these as well. I mean, how long did it take you to do the whole film?
So we had 6 months,
right?
Which it sounds like a long time considering the film.
Not with animation, is it?
Yeah, I mean the film's 3 minutes, and 6 months was for pre-production, production, and post-production. And Aardman were advising to animate only 2 seconds per day,
right?
Which I was like, oh, scrap that. I haven't got time for that amount of patients, so I averaged about 8 seconds a day.
Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, it was full on, and I needed like 2 months to recover by the end because I was just exhausted. Because literally, like when you're doing everything, it's a lot.
So I mean, you build the sets.
Yes,
well?
yeah, designed the sets. So we mocked it up in foam board first, and then there was a carpentry team who were able to assist. So they cut the wood and drilled it together, and then I painted it and like added texture and put the stairs together and everything. And yeah.
Oh my God, yes, you really did do so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it looks brilliant. I'm so excited to be screening this because it just looks fabulous. And I love the fact that it's about something that's so important as well and that really matters.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that you'll be able to use this to go out and raise awareness?
Yeah, I would like to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, it is really important and it's very misunderstood.
Yeah.
Especially like parents of children that have ADHD. Like the messiness and the behaviour, sometimes I guess what I was trying to get across is people don't understand, and so they just assume that, you know, you're intentionally doing things, but actually it's just your brain's a bit different.
Yeah. And
it makes you messy and a bit chaotic and you forget stuff. And yeah, so just making people more aware and a bit more kind to people, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, because it doesn't help people being stressed about it, does it? No.
Yeah.
Well, I think you've pulled it off. Can I just ask you, like, what's, for film festivals now showing this around, how important is that to you?
Oh, it's really important. Like, to get eyeballs on it and to raise conversations and make people aware. Like, I've had some quite good feedback already of parents that have children with ADHD.
Right.
And they've like, oh, I really understand my child now. So,
that's amazing to hear that, isn't it?
It's great, yeah.
I'm not surprised though. I mean, it's like everyone watched this and went, oh, this is brilliant.
Thank you. Yeah.
So well done, congratulations.
Yeah. Cheers.
Oh, so listen, you have to watch this. This is a film not to be missed. Hot Mess, and it'll be in January 2025, and really looking forward to screening it on the big screen. So thank you so much.
And thank you for inviting me to be part of the festival.
Oh, pleasure. Thank you for having us.